Hey, good evening, everyone. This is an update to my Mossberg Maverick 88 build. Now, if you're new to my videos or you haven't seen my previous video, this is a Mossberg Maverick 88, and you might ask, well, how is that? Because the fore end's pinned in on an 88. On my previous video, I can show you how to do a workaround to that, so if you want to swap this out, you can. This is a Mossberg 500 action slide tube assembly, and it's a direct fit for the 88. It's almost the same part, except that it doesn't have that pinned in fore end, right? It actually has the tube pinned into the action slide assembly, and it's a direct fit. Now, if you looked at my last video, I think I tell you in the description, I think it's a 7 3/4 inch tube. I could be wrong, but it's in the description for that last video. You can buy that, put that on here, and now you can swap out your fore end. Or you can go and buy a Mossberg 500. I didn't know that when I was buying the 88 originally, that it was pinned in, so you couldn't change it out. But, you know, live and learn, right? So, some things I've done to this firearm since that last video is, obviously, I've swapped out this fore end. I used to run a Magpul fore end. Now, I had two problems with it. The first one is that I find this kind of slick. I could have cut strips of, like, you know, grip tape and put them on here, and I thought about that. And then I bought... The next thing I changed was this heat shield. Okay, well, I bought it off of eBay, right? It's supposed to be. It says it was a fiberglass heat shield coated in polymer, and when I put it on here, it was rubbing. See how high this comes up, right? It was rubbing along the sides here of this heat shield. And it was making the action when you're pulling it actually harder to do, right? So I didn't like that, and I was already having trouble with it being slick. Took this off, and I ended up going with the Hogue. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, the Hogue's better. I can grip it better. It's slick, or not slick. It's I can grip it better. It's like a rubberized exterior on it, and like you know down here in the south, you know, the summer's been pretty brutal down here. I'm pretty sweaty as it is. When I grip this thing, I've got a good firm grip on it. Now so I talked about this. One other thing, another problem I had, once I put this on here, okay, this heat shield. Well, let me talk about this heat shield real quick, and then I'll tell you about the problem I had. Put it on here, direct fit. It's got 4 bolts, one here, and then you got 2 on the other side as well. Bolts on, and then it's got these little clips that hold it on in the rear. Okay. Well, it was just a hair too long, even though it said it was for this gun, right? I had to take it and sand down the edge of this heat shield, and just ever so slightly, because it was kind of bowed up in the middle, because to get the barrel back onto the firearm, I couldn't do it, so I had to sand it down. It took me 5 minutes, took some sandpaper, sanded it down. You can't even tell. Okay, so now my next problem, installed this. I couldn't see my front bead, because it was, if you see it, it does come up a little. Okay, and the front bead on this is fairly small. Now, if you look at my previous videos, I had a fiber optic, front bead on here, and I had broken it, and I can't even tell you how I broke it. I don't know how. And so I put the stock bead back on there, and then when I put this on, you could barely see the top of the bead. Well, this isn't the stock bead. If you go to online and you look up Defender Tactical, I think they're a company out of Texas. They sell products for shotguns specifically, but they sell a taller front bead, and now I can see this over my heat shield. And I highly recommend this. This was a fairly cheap part. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it was cheap. It wasn't expensive, and totally worth it if you've got a a little bit of a thicker heat shield on there. Definitely worth it so you can see it. I don't recommend the fiber optic ones anymore because I broke it. I don't even know how I broke it, but it has that fiber optic rail through it, and I had broke it. I went to go shoot it one day, and I noticed that it was completely broke out. It was just a little piece in there left. I mean, I was still able to shoot that day, don't get me wrong, but I just thought that was kind of weird. Didn't like that. Now, the last update I have for this, another Defender tactical piece, is this. So, you got this here. See this little tongue here. It's got Defender Tactical on it. This piece here allows you to run mini shells, 2 3/4 and 3-inch shells simultaneously. So if you've been trying to, I think it's Opsol, I think is the company. They make a mini shell adapter that just drops in. And I think it only allows you to shoot mini shells. If you want to shoot 2 3/4, you have to take it out. This allows you to run mini shells, 2 3/4, 3-inch shells simultaneously. You don't have to take this piece out. And it's not something you just drop in there. You actually have to remove your trigger group. Most people have a pin that holds this in. Because I have this side saddle on here, I actually have a screw that holds this in. But you punch your pin out, take your trigger group out, you drop this in, and your trigger group holds this in. This is a permanent piece. It's not coming out. So, with that being said, the mini shells, right? They're kind of hard to find. I went to my local academy and I found 2 boxes, and I bought both of them. And I thought they're kind of expensive for how little they are. You wouldn't think that. But I bought 2 boxes of 30, and I still have 1 box, and I'm going to save that box until I find some more. But I took the other box, shot it through it, and I ran just mini shells. I ran mini shells mixed with 2 3/4, 3-inch, and it ran everything flawlessly. I haven't had an issue with this part, right? It's flexible, right? So if you have something that, if you need to eject a round from here, you can actually bend it down, and you can take the rounds out, the shells. But definitely something to look at. It's from Defender Tactical, and I highly, highly, highly recommend this company for upgrades for your Mossberg shotguns. I think they make some for the Remington 870 as well. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, they make a lot of good stuff. Definitely check them out. But yeah, I just wanted to give an update on the Mossberg 88 build and where I'm at with it. I'm pretty much done with it now, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with Mossberg products, and I've been happy with this 88. I've had it, oh my gosh, wow, time flies. I think, what, 2-3 years now, and it's just been a workhorse. I can just take it and go out, and I can plug some rounds through it, and it's not going to fail me. Most pump actions aren't going to, but I love the fact that Mossberg is made here in the United States, and that's something I love about this gun. But yeah, if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments. And some of these pieces, especially this Defender Tactical stuff, I'll put it in the description if you're looking for a link to it. But yeah, hope this helped you out. I hope it was good information for you. And yeah, y'all just keep on shooting, keep on training, and till next time.